So our first guest today is South African para-cyclist Palesa Manaleng. Her story is just incredible. It is one of strength and absolute resilience. After a serious accident in 2014, she lost the ability to use her legs and was left paralyzed from the waist down. And today she's one of the top para-cyclists in the world, and she has represented South Africa in 2 paracycling World Cups. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gina.
Wow, what an extraordinary story that you have that started off in such a tragic way. What happened on the day of 2014 when you had your accident?
So I was cycling early in the morning. I was going down a very steep hill. The brakes of my bicycle wouldn't grip. So I had to make a decision to turn right into traffic or try to turn left and hope that the uphill would stop me. And I turned too fast. I hit a pavement, flew into a palisade wall, dislocated my spine, broke 2 ribs, punctured a lung, fractured a shoulder, and sustained a head injury. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was paralyzed at the scene, you know. But my biggest worry at that time was my bicycle. So,
yeah. I mean, were you aware of what was going on, or were you knocked out?
I was fully conscious.
Oh, that must have been such a scary feeling.
But you know, the funny thing is that when something as hectic as that happens, you feel nothing. Yeah. So everything around me, I was calm, but everyone around me was panicking. Yeah. I think, so for me, that was very weird, because I kept on asking them, what's wrong? And not give me a straight answer. They wouldn't give me water. They wouldn't help me sit up. Yeah. I mean, all I wanted to do was go home.
Because I suppose the rule is, if you come across somebody in an accident, don't move them until the paramedics get there.
Exactly.
So paramedics got there, they took you to hospital. When did you discover that there was a lot wrong? After the operation, 2 weeks later, I mean, for the whole 2 weeks, the doctor keeps coming back and he says he's touching my feet. I'm saying he's not touching my feet, okay? He says, wiggle your toes. I'm saying I'm wiggling my toes. He says I'm not. So it's a whole back and forth. And finally, he says to me, you're completely paralyzed. You have no movement, no feeling from just above the belly button down. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy, what is he talking about? And I don't take him seriously. And one day I'm lying in the bed, in the hospital bed, and I'm drinking my water, and my water bottle falls. And automatically you want to sit up and fetch the water bottle. But I couldn't sit at that time, and so I couldn't move. So I had my breakdown. I'm like, these doctors are serious. I'm never, ever going to walk again. I heard there's this thing called like phantom pains and phantom feeling. Yeah. So throughout those 2 weeks, when you still weren't quite getting that you were paralyzed, could you still feel like your brain was feeling like you were moving your toes and feel like, could you feel your legs? Not necessarily feel
I still felt that I could move my legs. Yeah. There'll be times where I'll be telling family or friends that my legs are hot. And they'll be like, okay. I'm like, and I'll ask them, are my legs crossed now? I'm like, no, your legs are straight. I'm like, Okay, but I still get phantom pain now. I don't get the feeling of movement. Yeah. I'd be sleeping or sitting and I'd have a shooting pain. And I'd touch my legs, but I can't feel that I'm like, but where's the pain coming from? Yeah.
Now, that must have led to such a breakdown, especially because, I mean, you were so sporty, so active. You were always out doing some kind of sport or cycling out in the outdoors. How do you reconcile with the fact that you can't do that anymore?
It was one hell of a journey, you know, because the battle is here more than physically. I think for me, the most important thing was that in rehab, where my doctors showed me videos of other paracyclists who were taking part in sports. I didn't know that you could take part in sports as a differently able person until after I became differently able. So for me, that was a shock. And I was like, hey, so actually I can take part in sports. I might not be able to play soccer or hockey or cycle the way I used to, but I can do it differently. I mean, the cost excitement. I was like, oh, now this is going to be cool.
Because it's not over. There's still stuff that you can do. There's so many options.
Exactly.
But I believe that you were, I mean, so radically strong. Like, your strength absolutely blows my mind. That in your healing, you didn't want to be around your mom and your gran because you didn't want any help. You didn't want any assistance. Like, tell me that story. You just didn't want to be, you know, under a tree with a blanket. You wanted to be able to heal yourself. Yes. Take me through that, that loneliness, I'm sure.
I mean, yes, there were lonely times, but also I think for me, it was a time for me to go through my own process. Because growing up, everyone that I saw was differently abled. I mean, I grew up in the township. They were being carried around, they were put under a tree. I'd never met anyone who was active as a differently able person. So that fear of, oh, I have to go home, they're gonna be carrying me up and down, I'm gonna be stuck in the house. I'd rather be dead. You know, so what's the point of being given a second chance at life and then being stuck under a tree?
And also, the biggest thing about my mom and my gran was that the way they looked at me. They're constantly falling apart, and I just couldn't.
Can't have that.
So I had to go through my journey, but also I had to give them an opportunity to go through theirs without them hindering where I wanted to be. So it had to be done. So I pulled myself out, and I said, I will take care of myself. I will stay in Joburg, and I'll do it. Everyone else just back off a bit.
Do you know a lot of people just don't possess that strength that you have? Like, I mean, at one point you had fallen off the toilet, but instead of calling anybody to come help you, you would rather stay there until you could help yourself to get back up on your chair. I mean, you've got to be so grateful, I suppose, at one point that you've got that in you, that you've got a fire burning inside yourself, that you just won't let anything stop you.
It's do or die. It's do or die. I mean, if you make a choice that I'm staying, then stay and go 100%. I can't stay and call everyone every now and again, hey, I'm stuck, hey, I had to figure it out for myself.
You have yourself. And what a blessing to have yourself. So when you realised that there were sports that you could do as a differently abled person, what was your first option?
Cycling.
So
tried out cycling, tried out wheelchair racing, did some rowing, sitting, shot put, swimming. I was like, cycling.
What do you cycle on? What does your bike look like?
So it's a hand cycle. It's very, very low.
Those low ones with the flag. I've seen people do that. That is amazing. I actually did the Argus ones, and this guy came flying past me on the hand cycling. You need radical upper body strength for that.
You need to build up the upper body for that, I think you like hearing your guy because guys buff up more easily, but, when you work on it, it's a lot of gym, a lot of cycling, a lot of push-ups.
Are you not scared of cars on the road when you're doing your training?
You know what, the first week I was. After a while, you feel so cool, just like... And also, where I cycle, in Mildersdrift, the respect cyclists, because cyclists cycle there. I did cycle in between downtown Joburg. It was a bit... Because you've got cyclists and you've got, pedestrians as well, stopping and pointing, so it's a bit tricky. But in Mildersdrift, it's easier.
Tell me about when you compete in all these amazing competitions, what it feels like, that sense of achievement.
I mean, whether it's international or local, I mean, I'm talking from the most basic ones to the grandest ones. It's great. It's a sense of freedom. Being on the road for me is the greatest freedom ever. There's no pavement stopping me from moving around. It's just open road and purely cycling for hours on end. I could do that for the rest of my life.
Amazing. Well, you're going to. I have no doubt about that. What are your dreams, your goals? Where are you still going to go?
I'd love to represent South Africa at the Olympics, the Paralympics. This one's, the future ones, come back with medals.
Oh, I can't wait to see you there. I know that you're going to make it.
I'd love to see the sport develop in townships. In rural areas. I don't want people to become differently able and say, oh, there's an option. I want the kids who are born differently able to know that they can do anything. For me, my dreams involve beyond not just me, but other people as well, achieving and growing the sport in South Africa. Imagine, a whole team going to represent South Africa or Africa and come back.
And the lesson in that, so it's the beauty in the sport that you're doing and your absolutely incredible achievements, but the lesson that I learned from you and why we are honouring you here at Afternoon Express today is because through such radical hardship and such tragedy, I suppose, you've managed to find that silver line of beauty and make your life really, really amazing because of it. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing story and for your strength and resilience. It's really inspiring.